It looks like the judge overseeing this sham hush money trial is literally doing everything possible to break President Trump and to break his spirit. Case in point, Judge Merchant said that Trump can't attend the upcoming Supreme Court hearing this month about his presidential immunity claims in the January 6th case brought forward by special counsel Jack Smith. Trump would like to miss a trial date on April 25th to attend it, but Merchant said no, and has said he can't miss any of the case's courtroom proceedings at all whatsoever. Joining us now to discuss is radio host and OAN contributor Andrea Kaye. Thanks for being here tonight, Andrea. I appreciate it.
Great to be with you. So
there's just so much going on, but this is what we're going to start with. So Trump's legal spokeswoman, Alina Habba, has stated it is possible that Biden staffers could be in the jury selection just as they were in the case with E. Jean Carroll, which was also completely ridiculous. And I'm just wondering why. Is it because the judge eliminated asking questions about their political ties during this whole process?
Well, I just think that it's going to be impossible to. What's the difference between a Biden staffer and a Biden voter? I mean, you know, it's impossible to find a jury of his peers in New York, because how many billionaires are in up for jury selection in New York? How many actually share his political views? How many have ever been in his shoes? None of them. And quite frankly, there should have been a change of venue. But then again, this case should have never been brought in the first place. And I would like to argue, though, here's the good news. Trump doesn't even actually need to be out on the campaign trail. It is so obvious to everybody watching that this is a railroad job. This is about persecution and prosecution of somebody for his political views. And every day he is forced to sit in that courtroom, forced to not be able to participate in life's greatest moments like his son's graduation. It's just another example of why we need Trump back into the White House, of how far we've sunk into communism in this country with the weaponized Department of Justice.
100%. This is not about justice. It's not about the facts. It's not about wrongdoing. This is not about crime. It's about politics. It's about the election. That's exactly why it's happening right now. It's exactly why it's happening in New York. It's exactly why we see this being brought forward by a Soros-backed DA who campaigned on a personal vendetta against Trump. And here's what I think. They keep doing everything possible. They're literally moving mountains to try to drain Trump's resources, to distract him, to poison the well against him in terms of the American people and voters. But I think it's going to backfire. I'm curious, do you think any of this is actually going to hurt his popularity, or do you think that it's actually going to backfire and make him more popular, because this is something of a red pill moment for, you know, more moderate Republicans or independents who are thinking they're not really persecuting Trump, but now we're seeing the persecution and they realize this is political. There's no teeth. There isn't a there. So I don't know about you, but I think as of right now, this is actually going to make him more popular. So maybe there's a weird silver lining to it, because instead of campaigning, he's in a courtroom, but all the images of him in court are making him so popular. And all the press coverage of this sham trial is just more advertising for Trump and the witch hunt against him, which just goes to his benefit. So do you think this is really going to help his bottom line in terms of November, or do you think this actually could hurt him in some ways, aside from the fact that, yes, it is taking up his precious time, it is wasting resources, they are making a mockery of the criminal justice system, but setting all of that aside for a second, just the optics, just politics, in terms of voters who are looking toward November, do you think this is going to help him and make him even more popular than he already is right now?
Oh, I absolutely think it's going to help him, because there was a study that was done, or a poll, that only 1 in 3 Americans right now actually think he did anything inappropriately. And why? Because of exactly what you just mentioned in your run-up. Who was at the center of this case? The serial perjurer, Michael Cohen. And who are they trying to hush up here? Trump, not Stormy Daniels, the prostitute stripper who was arrested for trying to grope some patrons in a bar in Ohio. Not particularly sympathetic people, particularly given the fact that she signed an affidavit stating that it didn't happen. Cohen used his own money. Look, the American people understand what's happening here, and every day that this goes on, it's a warning shot to Americans about what might happen to them if this continues.